Welcome to Global Insight News. Tonight, we turn our focus to Boston, where immigration policy has once again taken center stage in a heated national conversation. Former President Donald Trump is reportedly considering Boston as the next target in his proposed immigration crackdown. The news comes at a time when tensions in the city remain high, and local leaders, including the mayor, are vowing to resist. But others argue that action cannot come soon enough, especially after troubling incidents reported inside state-funded migrant shelters. One of the most striking voices to emerge from this debate is that of Jon Fetherston, a former director who managed a Holiday Inn that had been converted into a taxpayer-funded migrant shelter. That facility, now closed, drew headlines when Fetherston spoke out about widespread problems, including allegations of crime, safety failures, and serious misconduct inside the shelter. He warns that the issues that once remained within the shelter walls are now spilling into the broader Boston community. Fetherston described his first-hand experience as pure chaos. He rejected official claims that all residents inside the shelters were thoroughly vetted. According to him, the lack of proper screening led to multiple serious incidents, including domestic violence, organized theft, and tragic cases that drew national attention. He pointed to one disturbing situation that reportedly took 8 months to result in an arrest, he says, that only came after sustained pressure from news outlets and community watchdogs. In his words, the system was failing both the migrants and the local communities. Local officials argue that closing the shelters would resolve the issue. But Fetherston disputes that, calling the decision both reckless and naive. He says the problems did not disappear with the shuttering of these facilities, instead, they spilled directly into neighborhoods. He cites law enforcement reports and points to daily realities seen by Boston residents, stores locking up basic items like toothpaste and deodorant, gangs asserting control in certain areas, and an alarming rise in violent crime, including homicides. One recent case, in which a Massachusetts man was brutally killed by someone who reportedly should have already been in custody, is fueling outrage and fear. Fetherston also points to official data. Over 1,000 serious incident reports were released for 2023 and 2024. But, he says, the governor's office has so far declined to release reports for 2025, raising questions about transparency. Critics argue that withholding such information does not erase the reality on the ground. Other journalists and observers have raised similar concerns. One account describes how access to migrant shelters was so tightly controlled that reporters were treated as if they were attempting to enter a secure facility. In one case, police were even called on a reporter who tried to gain entry. Reports from inside mention troubling signs, including wanted posters visible within the facilities. These observations, combined with whistleblower accounts, have fueled calls for more oversight and accountability. Fetherston says that when he personally attempted to raise concerns with state leadership, he was brushed aside. He recalls directly speaking with Governor Maura Healey during a public event, pleading for support to address what he described as critical problems. But despite his follow-up calls and repeated outreach, he says he never received help. Other elected officials, he adds, dismissed his warnings, insisting that the program was a great thing. He emphasizes that while many migrants are indeed people simply seeking a better life, the refusal to address the minority of cases involving crime or misconduct has left communities vulnerable. This debate highlights the broader national divide over immigration policy. On one side, leaders argue that welcoming migrants reflects American values and provides humanitarian support. On the other, critics say that a lack of oversight and transparency creates dangers for both residents and migrants alike. The case of Boston's shelters has become a flashpoint in this larger discussion, illustrating the challenges of balancing compassion, security, and accountability. As immigration continues to dominate headlines, communities like Boston are left grappling with the consequences. Supporters of stricter enforcement say only decisive action will restore safety and order. Opponents argue that heavy-handed crackdowns ignore the complexities of immigration and risk harming vulnerable people. What remains clear is that this issue will continue to shape political debates, policy decisions, and community conversations well into the future. And so tonight, we leave you with this question: do you believe the government is handling immigration and community safety in the right way, or do you think stronger measures are needed? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you for watching Global Insight News. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and press the bell icon so you never miss an update on the stories that matter most.